Hello, class, and welcome to week 6. We are talking today about chapter 8, intelligence. So let's get started. So today we are going to start with something from social media. This is what Jake at Squid Slippers posted. One time my phone went off it should be during the ACT. But the good news is I had set my ringtone as a recording of me sniffing and clearing my throat. Nobody suspected a thing. This is proof that standardized tests don't measure intelligence because that was smart AF and I got a 12. And then somebody posted Will underscore ENT laughing crying emoji genius. So today we're talking about intelligence. You can see that he had some spelling errors. He was able to think out of the box, Jake was, but he did end up getting a 12 on the ACT. So we're going to talk about intelligence and we're going to talk about standardized tests today. So to get started, let's get started with what intelligence is. Today we are discussing two people who kind of framed how we think about intelligence, and David Weschler and John Piaget. These were people who had their own ideas of what intelligence is. So David Weschler, he came up with the Weschler and standardized test that we're going to talk about later. But he said that intelligence was the ability to act with purpose, to think with rationale, and to deal effectively with the environment. However, John Piaget, we talked about John Piaget when we discussed cognitive development last week. He talked and said that intelligence was someone's capacity to be able to adapt to the environment. And so now we're going to talk about how the book defines intelligence. So the book defines intelligence as one, the ability to solve problems, and the ability to adapt and learn from experiences. Intelligence also comes along with certain characteristics like creativity and interpersonal skills, being able to communicate effectively with someone, being able to express your emotions appropriately is also a form of intelligence. But the issue with intelligence is that we are not able to physically see intelligence. We're not able to look inside of someone's brain and see how intelligent they are. Intelligence is only able to be measured indirectly. And we're going to chat about how we can measure intelligence indirectly throughout this lecture. A lot of people in the developmental psychology world understand that there is some stability in intelligence as children develop, but there's also some change in intelligence as children develop as well. So for the first thing that we're going to talk about is that intelligence can change dramatically during childhood. Obviously, children are developing cognitively, and due to that continuous developmental cognitive change, intelligence also changes drastically during childhood as well. The earlier theorists believed that intelligence throughout childhood was more stable. However, the current developmental theorists now understand that intelligence is not as stable as the original theorists envisioned. This is also important to note because when we talk about children and their intelligence changing dramatically, when we talk about changing intelligence and how that changes dramatically, it's not saying that children are getting this new intelligence. They're not becoming this newly intelligent person. During development, what is just coming to surface is as their brain develops, their cognitive cognitive development changes, then they are able to do more things that we are able to study directly. And that, as I said in the last slide, that intelligence is not able to be studied directly, it's able to be studied indirectly. So the more that children develop cognitively, the more that they are able to do, and we're able to directly observe what they are able to do based on their cognitive development. All right, I'm going to see you all on the next slideshow. And in the next slideshow, we're going to talk about intelligence testing.